everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name is Imogen. In today's video, I am talking about goals I would like to achieve in my 30s. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. So what even is this video about? This video is kind of, it's a goal video, but also it's kind of a time capsule for me because I'm in my early 20s right now, I'm 23, and I'm kind of like looking forward to the next decade. So in 10 years time, I'll be 33, and I have no idea what I'm going to be doing at that point. But I was thinking about some goals, obviously, because I have a 10-year plan, so I do have like a little bit of an idea of what I will be doing. But I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you an idea for like thinking 10 years ahead, and also to remind myself when I'm in my 30s what I thought I'd be doing 10 years ago. So, goals I'd like to achieve in my 30s. Number one, get a PhD. This is a maybe, okay, but I wanted to put it in because obviously it is something that I am really interested in. So something I want to do in my 20s is get my master's degree, and I didn't want to jump straight from bachelor's to PhD because, you know, I don't know, I just wanted to get a master's degree. I wanted to get a master's degree, that's just a personal thing to me, and that was something that I want to do in my 20s. So at the moment I've got my bachelor's, I'm hoping to get my master's before the end of my 20s, and then in my 30s, maybe I would like to pursue a PhD, you know, if I have the time, the money, the energy, the inclination, the academic, you know, capacity, all of that. You know, I know multiple people who are either pursuing or have pursued PhDs, and I look up to them all, and I just love the idea of creating a sort of an original piece of research that moves the field forward in some way and makes that contribution, okay? And obviously I did kind of get a little taste of what it's like to research when I wrote my undergraduate thesis, but really that was like incredibly limited because obviously an undergraduate thesis is an incredibly basic piece of research and sometimes, you know, kind of repetitive or not very good. So it's more for the development of the undergraduate than it is for the development of the field, to be honest. I don't think I contributed anything particularly original. Anyway, so getting a PhD is something that I would like to do in my 30s, potentially. But again, it kind of rides on the caveats of, you know, have I got time, money, academic capacity, you know, can I get into a program that I like, etc, etc, etc. Okay, what else would I like to do in my 30s? Finish travelling the world. So I have a list of the majority of countries in the world. I've excluded some for safety purposes, but the majority of countries in the world I want to travel to, and I am expecting that this will be a goal that I'm pursuing throughout my 20s, and I may not finish until my 30s. So when I get to my 30s, I do want to have finished travelling, either have finished or finish travelling the world. And then I will get to be in the very nice position of being able to choose which countries I preferred. I mean, I already have, like, from the countries I've been to, I have my favourites, but it would be really nice to have kind of visited everywhere, or like 95% of everywhere, and then be able to choose, okay, these are the countries which I absolutely fell in love with and that I want to like visit on repeat for the rest of my life. So an example that I've already been to is Italy. Like, I absolutely love Italy, and specifically like Florence, the Italian countryside. I will be going back there on repeat for the rest of my life. I just love it so much. Anyway, so I'm hoping that by the time I reach my 30s, I'll be in a place where I will be able to say that about several other countries, because I will have been to a lot more. So yeah, finish traveling the world and start going on like repeat trips to places that I particularly liked. All right, kind of similar to that, another goal that I have for my 30s is to live in another country. Now, I mentioned in my San Francisco vlogs when I visited in summer 24 that I wanted to potentially check it out as a place to move to, and I do still want to move to San Francisco at some point, but yeah, living in another country, probably the States, but it depends. I mean, I would potentially like to live in multiple other countries at some point. So yeah, I would love to live in San Francisco. I would love to maybe move to a different country. I'm not sure yet because I haven't traveled to enough countries to really say I would like to live here. I mean, I would probably like to live in Italy for a bit. So living in another country is a big goal that I have for my 30s, and definitely something that I think I need to leave for a bit, because at the moment I've only just kind of, you know, I've only just started living on my own, and I'm only just like starting out my career, and I still have some academic stuff that I want to do. So staying in the UK for now is really important for me. But yeah, I would like to live in another country and experience what that's like on a sort of longer term and more stable basis than merely traveling in my 30s. All right, another thing that I'd like to do in my 30s is to run my own business. Now what? I'm not quite sure. I do have a couple of ideas in the works, but again, I think at this point when I'm in my 20s and I'm developing my career and I'm kind of learning about industry and about being in a commercial environment, I still have a lot of learning to do before I'm able to like actively take charge of running my own business. But I think that is something that by the time I reach my 30s, I will have enough experience and enough sort of stability in order to be able to pursue that. So yeah, I think in my 30s it would be a good time for me to run a business, but what, I'm not quite sure yet. I have some ideas. When that materializes, I will let you guys know. But yeah, run my own business, that would be something that I would like to do in my 30s. And finally, this one's kind of like a sport-based thing, but I would like to maybe run a marathon. I know that's a very sort of 30s kind of crisis thing to do, is to like, I'm going to do marathon training, but I always think that like marathon runners are really cool, and it's amazing what the human body can actually do when you really sort of put your mind to it and you really train and you put a lot of focus into it. Again, this depends on me having like time and money and space to be able to like devote to actually training for a marathon. But yeah, I would like to run a marathon in my 30s. I think that is one thing that I really want to cross off my bucket list before I die. And I think, obviously, you can run a marathon at any age, but I think that 20s, 30s is a good time to kind of be at your physical peak and, you know, start to really like maintain that physical capability for the rest of your life. So yeah, I'd like to maybe run a marathon in my 30s as well. All right, I know this is a very sort of random collection of goals, but hopefully it's given you some ideas to think about what you might like to be doing 10 years from now. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!